What if the thing you're chasing, money, approval, the perfect relationship, the version of you that finally has it together, is the exact thing keeping you from ever feeling free? And what if the ancient Greeks already knew that and tried to warn us thousands of years before your phone learned your habits better than your closest friends? Picture this. It's late at night, and you're lying in bed with your screen glowing above your face like a tiny oracle. You scroll, you compare, you plan, you worry. Your brain runs laps around tomorrow's problems, and somehow you're exhausted but still restless. Then imagine a stranger walking into your room, barefoot, calm, eyes bright with annoying curiosity. And instead of giving you life hacks, he asks a single question that feels almost insulting. Are you sure you know what you're doing with your life? That stranger is Socrates, or at least the kind of person Socrates was. Not a guru, not a lecturer, more like a human mirror. Socrates' philosophy wasn't about impressing people with big words. It was about exposing the weak spots in the stories we tell ourselves. He wandered Athens asking questions so sharp they made powerful people furious. And the shocking part? He didn't even claim to be wise. He just kept pointing out how dangerous it is to live on autopilot. He once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living, not because you need to overthink every breath, but because if you never stop and ask what you're doing, you'll end up living someone else's life by accident. And be honest, how often do you chase things you didn't even choose? The career you should want, the body you should have, the personality you should perform. If you enjoy exploring timeless ideas from ancient wisdom, subscribe and hit the bell, because this is exactly where ancient Greek philosophy gets weirdly personal, fast. Socrates didn't give neat answers. He gave discomfort. But his student Plato did something fascinating. He tried to map the confusion. Plato's ideas often feel like a dream with hidden meaning. In one of his most famous images, he describes people chained in a cave, staring at shadows on the wall, thinking the shadows are the whole world. And if one person breaks free and steps outside into the sunlight, the truth hurts at first, because real light is blinding when you've lived in darkness. Now, you don't need to imagine a cave. You've seen it. It's the highlight real life. It's the version of reality filtered through trends, outrage cycles, and carefully cropped success. It's the moment you think, if I could just get that job, that relationship, that recognition, then I'd finally be happy. But what if those are just shadows? What if you're chasing an image of happiness instead of the real thing? Plato would ask, what's more real? The noise that changes every week, or the deeper stuff that stays true no matter what? Like loyalty, courage, self-respect, the kind of love that isn't a performance, the kind of peace that doesn't depend on who texted you back. Then Aristotle enters the story like a practical friend who's tired of all the mystical cave talk. Aristotle was Plato's student, but he wanted philosophy to touch the ground. He looked at people the way a coach watches an athlete, not judging, just observing what actually works. He believed happiness isn't a lottery ticket you win, it's a skill you build. The word he used is often translated as flourishing. Not constant pleasure, not constant success. More like becoming the kind of person who can handle life with strength and grace. And here's the part that hits hard in everyday life. Aristotle thought you become good by doing good, not by waiting to feel ready, not by collecting motivational quotes, not by imagining your future self. You build character the way you build muscle, reps, small choices, honest conversations, showing up when it's inconvenient, pausing before you snap, telling the truth when lying would be easier. So when you're stressed at work, or jealous in a relationship, or spiraling because you think you're behind, Aristotle would quietly ask, what would the steady version of you do today? Not the perfect version, the steady one, the one who practices courage and patience like daily training. And isn't that a relief? That you don't have to solve your whole life tonight. You just have to practice being the person you want to become. But even if you get more disciplined, more thoughtful, more together, there's still that ache, the fear of loss, the fear that everything can collapse, the fear that fate will pull the rug out at the worst moment. That's where the Stoics walk in, wearing calm like armor. Stoic philosophy isn't about being cold or emotionless. It's about being unbreakable in the places that matter. The Stoics looked at life and said, "You can't control the storm, but you can control your hands on the wheel." One of their core ideas is separating what's up to you from what isn't. Your choices, your actions, your attitude, yours. Other people's opinions, the past, the economy, the random timing of disaster, not yours. And doesn't anxiety often come from mixing those up? From trying to control the uncontrollable? From refreshing an email like your worth lives inside it? Epictetus, a Stoic who was once enslaved, put it plainly. It's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things. Think about that the next time you feel your chest tighten because someone left you on read, or because you saw someone else succeed, or because your plans got ruined. The event is real, but the meaning you attach to it, that's the spark that lights the fire. So the Stoics would ask you, what story are you telling yourself right now? And is it helping you live or helping you panic? But here's a twist. Imagine you follow Stoicism too hard, always bracing, always enduring, and you forget how to enjoy the simple fact of being alive. That's when Epicurus shows up, and he's not who people think he is. Epicurus is often misquoted as the party philosopher, like he just wanted pleasure all day. But his pleasure was surprisingly quiet. Friendship, peace of mind, a meal that doesn't require pretending, a life with fewer unnecessary desires. He wasn't saying chase thrills. He was saying, stop starving your soul while you chase status. Epicurus would look at modern life and notice how we're surrounded by abundance but haunted by restlessness. We have more entertainment than any empire in history, yet silence feels unbearable. He'd ask, when was the last time you felt satisfied without needing to post it? And then he'd hand you an idea so simple it almost feels too small to matter. You don't need everything to be happy. You need enough. Enough safety, enough food, enough real connection, enough meaning, and the courage to stop feeding desires that multiply the moment you obey them. So now the story comes full circle. Socrates asks you to examine your life because sleepwalking is dangerous. Plato warns you not to mistake shadows for truth because illusions are addictive. Aristotle teaches you to build happiness through practice because character is crafted. The Stoics show you how to face fate without breaking because control is limited. Epicurus reminds you that peace beats performance because simple joy is real, and suddenly your late-night scrolling feels different. Your anxiety feels interpretable. Your ambition feels negotiable. Your relationships feel like places to practice virtue, not just places to seek validation. So what do you think? Are you living for what's real or what looks real? Are you chasing a life that feels good on the outside or building one that feels steady on the inside? And if you disagree with any of this, I genuinely want to know why. Drop your take in the comments, because ancient Greek philosophy was never meant to be a museum piece. It was meant to be argued with, tested, lived. The quiet conclusion the Greeks keep repeating in different voices. The good life isn't found in perfect circumstances. It's found in a clear mind, a practiced character, and a heart that knows what matters. You don't need to outrun fate. You need to meet it with wisdom. You don't need to win every moment. You need to become someone you respect when the moment is hard. And if you enjoyed this journey into ancient Greek philosophy, subscribe to the channel and join us as we explore timeless ideas that still shape how we live today.